She looked at me and was like, they are starting a commercial division. And I'm not going to lie. I said, Mom, I am not a realtor. I am not a residential agent. I am not going to EXP.
You went to Colliers, you went to BTI, and then you somehow ended up at EXP Commercial.
That's right.
So how did that kind of play out? Where did the opportunity come from? Can you describe that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was at BTI Partners, one of the best things they could have done for me was they required I get my general contractor's license, put me through school, got that license. So at the end of the West Shore Marina District project, I'm sitting there. I go, okay, I'm a broker. I'm a developer now. I'm also a licensed general contractor. And personally, I'm a deal maker. I loved working for the development company, but I missed deal making. I've always been a networker, a connector, and I felt like I was always missing out on opportunities for other clients. So I couldn't have other clients at the development company. And I really missed that feeling. I missed deal making. So I said, okay, with all this new knowledge and technically these three titles in my head, broker, developer, general contractor, I felt like the world was my oyster and I had to figure out where I wanted to go. And my mom, going back to who's a mentor of mine, she was then at eXp Realty selling homes and one of their top agents. And she looked at me and was like, they are starting a commercial division. And I'm not going to lie. I said, Mom, I am not a realtor. I am not a residential agent. I am not going to eXp. She goes, you will go talk to them. You will sit down and you will learn about their commercial department. And I thought it was just a division, but no, they truly opened a separate brokerage for commercial agents. We do not do residential deals. And they were obviously looking for a lead for Florida. And I go, well, I'm a broker. I can do that. And it was actually quite a long, extensive interview process. And it truly, I always believe the right path will open at the right time for you. And I was offered the job and I knew they were growing and expanding. I think I started with about 17 agents in Florida. I think you were one of the ones that was already at eXp Commercial.
Yep.
And so that's how our partnership began and started with 17 agents and we grew it to, we are over 100 agents today, 4.5 years later. True commercial specialists. And eXp is a wonderful platform because I like to describe it as freedom. You have the freedom to work on any type of deals you want. There is no limit. There is no territories. And so as someone who's done mostly retail and land, for the first time in my life, I felt like a newbie again too, because I was all of a sudden closing industrial deals, multifamily deals, and learning and growing, watching my agents close deals that I had never overseen, but we worked through them together. And so they gave me the freedom to work on any deals I wanted, manage all of the agents, recruit new agents. And guess what? They had no problem with me also doing my own deals for my own personal development, for my construction company. Yes, my day-to-day is managing our agents, but I'm allowed and have the freedom to work on anything in the real estate world.
Yeah, so a couple of different things. For one, I don't think most people get to recruit the way that your mom did.
Yeah.
And just tell you, hey, you're going to take this meeting.
Yeah.
So that was probably a pretty good play on her part to get you into her downline. What you're mentioning about the territories is something that I've heard from a couple of other people as well that have come into eXp Commercial, where they said, hey, I'm stuck because my company is only letting me work in this one neighborhood or this one part of town, that the price ceiling is like a $2 million like small multifamily. Like I'm good at multifamily deal making. Like I need the freedom to go start working deals and building relationships, because that's really what it's all about, is like building the network and the relationships in the product type and in the areas that you're trying to work. And if you're constrained either to a product type that you don't want to stick to, or in a neighborhood where you're literally capped on the number of deals that are coming through and the price that all of those deals are, like your commission is finite.
Yeah,
right?
There's a limit. And there's no limit at eXp Commercial to what you can make.
Yeah, the one guy I'm thinking of in particular, he was stuck in an area of Miami and he was like, look at all the growth that's happening and I'm missing out on it. And his prime income earning years. And he wanted to have that opportunity to step up and start to figure out how to do more bigger deals. And I think a lot of people miss that fact from looking at, like you and me originally looking at EXP Realty, and we're like, oh, it's a resi thing, it's a resi-mercial thing. And they don't realize that, especially now, several years into the company, we've repositioned from being resi-mercial to really being a commercial brand and having the opportunity to grow. And I was actually talking to a guy yesterday at the regional rally about who's on the residential side. And he asked how many agents are in the commercial division now. And I said, our agent count actually over the last couple of years has not dramatically grown, but our volume is growing and our dollars per transaction is going up, which is, those are good metrics to say we're getting better agents with better deals. And even though there's some turnover in the agents, that those are positive signals about the types of deals and the types of opportunities that we have. And you see all of it being in a state broker position.